Hello everyone. From lecture 1 to lecture 19, we were discussing from the model 3, unit 3 till model 5, unit 3. All the 19 lectures were on the instrumentation part of the subject power electronics and instrumentation. So from the lecture 20, we are going to start with the power electronics part, that's the thyristors. Here in this lecture, we are going to discuss about introduction to thyristor, introduction to power electronics, what do you mean by power electronics, then we have to discuss how the history, how that power electronics term arrived, then the power electronic system, a basic power electronic system we are going to decide. First, what is the introduction to the power electronics? So what is power electronics? Power electronics is defined as the application of solid state electronics and the control and conversion of electric power. So what is here we are doing? The power has been applied to the electron. What is that kind of a power we say? When, for example, mm, you take it as a, for example, a semiconductors. When a semiconductor is doped with a trivalent or a pentavalent element, so that time the valence electrons or the hole present with respect to the trivalent and the pentavalent dependent whatever the impurities present. So what is doing, it is trying to break that bond which is the available there, and that extra energy whatever is generated is being used as the flow of electrons, what you say, is called the current. So here what it is doing, the taking that energy and trying to control the whatever the process and converting that electric power. So whatever we are giving it energy, it is trying to convert. So hence the term the power electronic. So here the both the factors will be coming, that V and I. So P is equals to what? V into I. The flow of current also, the flow amount of energy given to it. So you can express in terms of a V. So hence the term P is equals to V into I. Hence it deals only with the conversions and the control of the electric energy. Usually power electronics combine power, electronics and control as I discussed. Usually the power deals with the rotating or a static power equipment for generation, transmission and distribution of electric energy. It might be some kind of a, we can it as some kind of turbines and all. It might be static batteries and all. So it depends. Just trying to convert the electrical energy. It might be in turn deals with in terms of a generation also, transmission also, and distribution also. But in what sense they are using the electric energy? Electronics deals with the solid state devices. Solid state devices means whatever the devices we are using as a whatever the metallic like what we are studying in the electronic devices, all the PN junction, diode, transistor and all. So there are what electronic things. They are usually designed for the circuits for signal processing to meet the desired control objective, to control the process. So it might be like a transistor, diodes, SCRs and all, etc. etc. Like SCRs and all, usually they have cutoff values. Transistor also have cutoff value. In diodes has a point and as we know the universal value. That's the thing. Then the control deals with the stability and the response, like a steady state or a dynamic characteristic of a closed flow system. So what it is there, whatever this program is done within the closed loop. Next, the history. How this the power electronics term arises. Till 1956, till 1956, the application of semiconductor was confined to low power circuits are confined only for the low power circuits, and the electronics engineering was also called as the light current engineering because of the light current available, so we called it as a light current engineering. In September 1956, the four engineers of the Bell Telephone Laboratory, USA, published a paper, PNPN transistor switches, in the proceedings of the Institute of Radio Engineers, triggered research on the PNPN devices. So here it is a diode, we have a PN, transistor we have a PNP, and this is the four junction, sorry, three junctions it is, but a four parts we have added here. So in the 1957, the Gordon Hall of General Electric Company USA developed the three-terminal PNPN silicon-based semiconductor device called as silicon control rectifier, that we call in short we have SCR. That on this we have to make a study there, and many modification, improvements, and design the fabrication techniques more and made try to get a more economical, and many similar kinds were made on this research that made a SAR to be developed. At the origin of power electronics, mercury arc devices were employed for rectification or inversion, whether to have convert into the AC or DC or DC to AC. The mercury arc devices were employed. Mercury means there have to be a presence of a mercury in a bulb type, so where it has implemented, and on that basis we used to get the thing. So here the we have a power electronic systems or electronic systems of basic what we need to think. Here that's a power source, power modulator, motor, load, then the sensing unit, the control unit which has been controlled again by the command whatever we give. At first we look into the what I mean by power source. Usually a power source may be classified into an AC or a DC supply system. In an AC supply system, usually we discuss in what is happening in India. It may be a single phase or a three phase, which is of 50 hertz AC supply, which is readily available. They are very low power drives, which are generally fed from one phase source, and rest of the drives for three phase source. Once one phase source means we can usually use it for TVs and all, but when you go for the pumps, fridges, and all, the water pumps and all, what I am saying, that we require a three phase source there. Low and medium power motors are generally fed from 400 volt supply, rated motors from 3.3 kilovolt to higher. So they are usually fed from 400 volt supply, and usually rated motors from 3.3 kilovolts to higher. In aircraft and space application, 400 Hz AC supply is used to achieve high power to weight ratio for motors. In India, the 25 kilovolt to of 50 Hz supply is employed in the main traction line. So because of its economic state. So this main traction line means line traction means whatever the supply line, the main line what we have. So when you come to the electricity boards, they have a grid over there. So whatever the power generated in one power plants and all, so that has been transmitted, and usually they will be of 25 kilowatt or 50 hertz supply. Usually these are usually used in the aircraft and space where we require a high frequency AC supplies required at around 400 hertz to achieve the high power to weight ratio for motors. So high power to weight ratio. So the power is high, so weight should be little less. that ratio has to be NQ. The second case is the DC supply system. The loads are usually powered from the battery voltages, which vary from 6 volt to 110 volt DC. That normally what we use the batteries, the inverter battery, and what we use in our cars and all, they are sourced from those things. Also, the solar powered drives, which are used in the space and water pumping application, are fed from a low voltage DC supply. Usually, when the satellite has been launched and the satellite has needed energy, so they have usually the wings over with the solar panel so that they can get energy directly from the sun and they can generate within self and are given to the batteries over there. So these are usually the DC supply which will be stored there from the solar cell, and then as per our requirement for the AC or DC, the systems present in the satellite panel they get converted. Here drives are expensive, but future scope for rural water pumping and low transport applications there. Yeah, because the drives are very little expensive. We know the solar systems and all are little costlier, but the future scopes are there. Low water, rural water pumping there, so they are planning for the water pumping with the in the village areas with the help of the solar energy and the low transport applications, so the solar battery driven vehicles, the solar lights and all, the solar energies can be used. So there are many places where the solar, the parks has been implemented. For example, the forklift trucks, for example, the tippers and all we see, the milk vans, as per requirement, we carry. Next one is the power modulators. The power modulators usually perform one or the more function of the following four functions. They act as the converters. They convert electrical energy of the source as per the requirement of the load. If the load is a DC motor, the modulator output should be a adjustable direct voltage, so should be a DC voltage there. Then if the case is the load is a three-phase induction motor, the modulator may have adjustable voltage and frequency at its output terminals. Next, these are the status which has to be done by the DC motors. When we go for the converters, this two state has to be carried out, whether it is a DC motor or whether it is a AC. That's a three-phase induction motor there. Next, you can select the mode of the operation of the motor, that is the motoring or hacking, braking. Sorry, what is that? It can run or it has to stop. So depending on the mode of the operation of the motor. It usually modulates the flow of power from the source to the motor in such a manner that motor is imparted speed torque characteristics required by the load. Usually they flow the power hose from the source to the motor as per the torque. Usually the fans and all, they require a torque. They cannot on at a moment because they require many windings present in it. So whatever the current power is given to it, so it has to, the supply has to be provided to on and it has to start at a moment. So we call that a torque actually. So whenever the fan, some the three-phase motor, the high power or torque required, that time the little power has been reduced or increased. During transient operations such as starting, waking, and reverse speed, it restricts the source of the motor current with the perceivable value, excessive current drawn and from source, which may cause the overload or it may cause a voltage dip. So it is trying to control all this application during the starting, braking, and the speed reversal. So usually what is we're trying to do, it is giving, it act as a mediator and trying to satisfy the motor as per what is required. From the source, what is trying to give the modulator, what is required. So next comes the motor load. The motors commonly used in power electronic systems are DC motors. In that we can classify again more into the shunt, series, compound and permanent magnet. The induction motors, again we can classify more into the squirrel cage, wound rotor and linear. Next one is the synchronous motors, which is the bone field and the permanent magnet. Next one is the brushless DC motors, stepper motors, switch related motor. These are the different types of motors which can be used there. Next one is the control unit. As the name suggests, they are controlling the unit. It controls the power modulator. So trying to give whatever the command it is got. So it is trying to make the power modulator to work in that. To select which of the any of the four modules there, or it can select all the four, or it can select any one or two or three, depending on the command which has been received by the control unit. Next is the nature of the control unit usually depend on the power modulator use. So it acts as a depend on what it can be done, and it usually operates at a very lower voltage and the power levels. Next is the sensing unit. It usually measures the load parameter and compares it with the command. So this has been whatever the motor or the load what has been got, it has been given to the sensing unit, and it used to the control unit and compares it with the command and the sensing unit whether that achieved the target levels. Usually, just as I said, the difference between these two is been given as the control components. So as per the requirement, it does the thing. Usually the behavior of load can be controlled with the adjustment of the command. So whatever the command is being on, so it is going to be compared with the sensing unit output which has got from the loads there. So MD Singh and the KB Kanchandani, the Power Electronics second edition, Tata Magni Hall, 2009, ISBN 0070583897. So this is the reference to book which has been prescribed by the VTU for the Power Electronics part. So Rashid and the Umanand are the other two extra references. Thank you.